Ladies and gentlemen, Josh Sanch here. Welcome back to the Bodybuilding News Network. First off, we're going to do another better or worse comparison, a fan request from Mr. Bughinul Alexandru. Aha! I think I said it right. But if you guys are new here, definitely consider subscribing. But what we're going to do here is we're going to compare Brandon Curry's complete leg package to the rest of the top 7. So if you're interested in that style of video, definitely consider staying tuned. Now let's go ahead and look at the first comparison. This is going to be Brandon Curry from the front versus Nick Walker, Hadi, and Derik Lunsford. Now, when we look at the quads, Curry loses in size, structure, completeness, shape, conditioning. There's really only one person that's close to him when we look at least anything for size, and I think that's going to be Hadi. Now, I'm not comparing their conditioning, but I definitely think they're comparable in size, and Totoro agrees, my cat, if you didn't hear that. Now, I want you to actually pause the video and look at my last video where I compared Brandon Curry versus his last 4 years, his last 4-year presentations, his packages. And you'll notice that when you look at his 2020 physique, he actually brought amazing quad conditioning and separation that would even be comparable or even better to Hadi's current quad conditioning and separation in 2022. So my point here is that Brandon Curry can present great quads, but he needs to show up in shape and very, very good conditioning, Olympia conditioning. And for Nick Walker, I think he brings some absolute freak factors in the quad department. Definitely makes him stand apart from the others. And then Derik has a very nice flow to the quads. They're good. They're developed. They're conditioned. They have separation. There's not a lot of wow factor for me. I'd like to see them a little bit more dug out, or just maybe a little bit more shine. I'm not sure, but it just doesn't give me that wow factor that Nick Walker's does. So that's kind of my thought on the front 4 here. From the side, there isn't really a contest here. Size, we talked about it. Size, structure, completeness, shape, and conditioning all go to Hadi, Derik, and Nick. I think that Brandon Curry is completely out of the conversation here when we look at this side shot. You could make an argument for Brandon and Nick Walker's legs maybe being comparable, but when we're talking about these side shots, when you look at Nick's quads and superior the peak of the quad, if you can kind of see what I'm saying here. And honestly, the superior calf development really makes Nick Walker get that nod for me above Brandon Curry's side shots. From the back, I'd say Nick takes it with Lunsford in a very close second for different reasons. Walker brings, in my opinion, the full mutant package, the full mutant effect from the glutes and hamstrings. Very wide, very full, not comparable to the other guys for very different reasons, like I said, as well as great conditioning separation and shine. I think that they did a very good job with Nick Walker's presentation with the bronzer, the shine, the tan. Everything was absolutely almost perfected, and I think that this was probably one of his best packages to date. Now, when we look at the back, we're going to stick with the back. Lunsford brings a very nice shape, but you got to think he's coming from the 212 to the open, and a lot of that muscle he has to burn off every year. So there's a good chance that that's causing that lack of detail that we're seeing from the back hamstrings, at least. Now, he's better than Curry, who shows, in my opinion, zero separation, zero detail, and zero conditioning from the back. But I did want to highlight that Lunsford has amazing rear legs and possibly, possibly some of the best glutes at the Mr. Olympia. Now, that is foreshadowing. We will talk about glutes a little bit more in just a second, so make sure you stay tuned. And if you enjoy these in-depth videos, I put a lot of work into these actually. So if you enjoy these type of videos, please definitely leave a like and subscribe if you're not. I think it was the last time I looked, over 85% of you are not subscribed. So it would mean the world to this channel and to myself to bump up those subscriber numbers. So I do appreciate it as we prepare to go to the Arnold Classic in March. Ladies and gentlemen, that'll do it for part one. I've noticed you seem to enjoy the videos around 5 minutes, so I wanted to chop this one up for two. So stay tuned for the next one. I'll post it immediately. But thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. My name's Josh Sanch, as always, your host here on the Bodybuilding News Network, and I'll see you in part two.